Now, this viral video was presented to me, and as for my opinion, allegedly this 19-year-old, which lives in New York City, is having a $10,000 a week allowance. So what, they're making like $40,000 a month? Like half of my house a month? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But let's assume that it's true for the sake of the argument. Now, a lot of people are really upset. And I'm like, but why though? It's like, well, this kid doesn't deserve it. Yeah, sure, but like his parents worked for that, right? Like his parents made good decisions in their life and end up having the money to be able to give their kid $10,000 a week. Like, it's their money. If they want to spend it this way, you know, I'm not jealous. I'm not envious. I wish I was like that. And to be honest, you know, like when I went on my stream, and I said that when you choose your significant other, like if you choose your wife and you have like many girlfriends to choose from, and only one of them gets to be your significant other, like take it into account the type of social networking that she has is also important. And a lot of people said, no, V, like that's not the way you should do it. Like, no. And I'm like, okay, so instead of marrying the mayor's daughter, you decided to marry the single mom that's a barista, and let's say that her parents passed away, right? Now that's fine, you know, it's your decision, and if you want to marry because of whatever reasons, like that's acceptable, but you gotta come to terms to realization that the person that marries the mayor's daughter is going to have their connections, their networking with her networking, and then their kid will have a bigger start in life than your kid will. And a lot of people got really upset at me, but like, I'm pointing the obvious. Like, I'm not saying how the world should be. I'm just telling it like it is. And, you know, like, if the parents of this person is able to spend $10,000 a week on their kid, you know, that's great. You know, I wish I would be able to do this. Very unlikely. Or you know what? Possibly, if we get another 4 years of Biden and he keeps devaluing the dollar, maybe I will too one day. But anyway, let's see how they manage to spend $10,000 a week. Because, like, obtaining it doesn't make me jealous or anything. But let's see how they spend it.
My dad just Venmoed me my weekly allowance, so here's how I budget.
Right, so this is the evidence, I suppose. I don't know if you can fake this or not, but again, I want to assume that is true, right?
Budgeted as a 19-year-old in New York City. I put $200 aside.
So $200 for coffee. I mean, I guess, like, if you have $10,000 a week, like, you don't really care about how much you spend for coffee. But, like, what exactly do they put in the coffee to make it worth $50? You know, like, no, seriously, like, this is the target audience. It's people who make obscene a lot of money, like, I get it. But I wonder, like, what ingredients could they possibly have? You know, do the baristas require to go to a specific barista university that they're incredibly expensive to hire in order to justify the cost for $50 coffee?
For coffee, and now that $1,200 for food and drinks. I never cook at home.
I love the fact, like, I never cook at home. I mean, almost no one does from my generation. In fact, like, fewer and fewer people cook at home. I think I'm like one of the few ones left. I'm looking at the middle class, right? So I'm looking at all the colleagues that I had at universities, and whenever I talk to them, they don't cook at home either. But the reason for that is that ordering food from out is a lot cheaper than it used to be for our parents, and we also earn a lot, at least here, than our parents used to, right? So like ordering from home is a little bit more expensive, I would guess. But if you can have money to afford it, it's a lot easier to clean. It's not as healthy though. I mean, it depends where you're ordering from, obviously. And you also have like the Uber drivers that deliver to your door. So you're also encouraging the local businesses. Like, it's fine to order food. But again, $1,263? Like, what on earth is this okamase, and what did you consume for $330? Unless you went with someone else, you know?
I never cook at home. Paid my rent this week, which was $5K.
Okay. This I understand, right? Like, this I understand. But it's not like a weekly thing, right? Because the question is like how you spend $10,000 every week, and you only paid your rent once, right? So like, this is the month where you paid your rent. But like, what happens in the other months?
Okay, I rarely drive, but I do rent a Tesla just in case.
I rarely drive, but I do rent a Tesla just in case. What does that mean? I mean, to be honest though, like with $10,000 a month, why don't you just buy the Tesla? Why do you rent it?
Case, I spend roughly $400 on
Roblox. What is this game though? Holy shit! Like I play gacha games and I don't spend even this amount. I'm playing Nikkei and I haven't spent $50 in it. Jesus. What can you even buy in this game that's so expensive? Like, okay, so in 1 week, you spend $385. That's, wow. I'm not judging this person. Like, look, this is fuck you level money. Like this is literally the person can just go around town and throw around cash and I wouldn't judge them. Like, if you have $10,000 per week, right? So, like, that's...
Roblox, and I also transfer $500 to a different charity every...
This is why I keep saying rich people donate to charity. You probably disagree with the charity that they give. That's fine. But, yeah, I mean, if you have a lot of money, most people do feel the need to donate. I know that a lot of socialists are completely bewildered by this. They think it doesn't exist. They think it's like mythical unicorns that donate to charity. But when you have, like, I don't know, $5,000 a month, you're less likely to donate than when you have $10,000 a week. Like, $10,000 a week, yeah, you can donate to as many charities as you want. In fact, you probably are incentivized to, because if you don't, then you get into a really high tax bracket and you have to pay more. So, yeah, I mean, the rent and mortgage seems to be the most expensive, and then the car, right? And the restaurants. But, like, notice, yeah. So, like, besides these three ones that are the most expensive, the rest of the lifestyle is somewhat reasonable, right? I mean, if you just take away the gift, if you take away the car and the restaurant, like, this person spends around, $600 a week. Yeah. So basically, the fact that they live in New York City is the most expensive thing, right? Like rent and mortgage. Like, keep voting blue. Keep getting more people in New York, right? Like, keep increasing the population as much as possible. Deshi, basara. And then you're going to see rent and mortgage going even more higher. To be fair, if you're getting $10,000 from your parents every week, you probably don't care about the price for rent and mortgage, right? So, even if they do go higher, who cares? The thing with the car, I mean, yeah, a lot of strain on the infrastructure is going to cause cars to be more expensive, especially like if more people consume gas rather than less, gas prices go up. Restaurants, you know, these can be cut down a little bit. Like, surely if you go to restaurants that are cheaper, the food can taste the same. Because I noticed this, it's like, the restaurants that are expensive, you know, they have better service, but the food isn't really that amazing. Like, you can go to a mid-range restaurant and you can have food that's just as good as a luxurious restaurant. The only difference is the ambiance and the waiter. And again, it's New York City, right? Like, if you were to go to restaurants in another part of the country, then it would definitely be less expensive. The gifts are the donations, right? So, like, in the need of a pickle, someone can cut them out. Entertainment, I'm not going to judge. You know, people spend money on whatever they want. I still think it's kind of expensive. And then the coffee, right. But all in all, yeah, I mean, this person doesn't have like a huge increase in their lifestyle just because of their cash. Like all of this can still be maintained at the same level that they're living while spending less. But given the fact that they get $10,000 a week from their parents, I don't think they need to, right? So that's my analysis, my Eastern European cynical take on this. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.